All right, quick thought experiment. What if the stay-at-home friend isn't antisocial, but actually an elite nervous system engineer? The couch isn't an escape hatch, it's a lab. Today, we're cracking the code on the psychology of people who love staying home. 10 fast, sharp truths, zero guilt, maximum insight. And spoiler, by the end, you might realize the quiet ones aren't hiding from life. They're mastering it. Home is a nervous system reset. When you're home, your brain flips from perform to restore. Fewer social microcalculations, less cortisol tax, more clarity. It's not laziness, it's biology-saving battery. Think of your living room as airplane mode for your amygdala. Signals on, stress off, focus back. If the living room is airplane mode, wait till you meet the feature they use to fly. Sensitivity. Sensitivity isn't weakness. It's a higher sampling rate. Some people process light, sound, and emotion in HD. Crowds feel like 47 browser tabs with autoplay on. Home shrinks the bandwidth to what matters. Result? Fewer threat pings, more deep processing. You call it staying in. Their brain calls it finally at a signal-to-noise ratio where wisdom fits. And once the noise drops, the mask slips off, and that's where it gets interesting. At home, the social mask comes off, and identity comes online. Outside, you're running studio mode, smile cues, laugh timing, verbal choreography. Inside, you're on honest mode, no audience, no performance, just baseline self. That's where values get recalibrated, and who am I when nothing is demanded of me gets a real answer. Funny thing happens when you know yourself off stage. You think better on stage. Solitude supercharges creativity and emotional intelligence. Alone time isn't empty time. It's R&D. Reflection gives emotions a place to land and ideas room to hatch. You're not avoiding feelings. You're metabolizing them. Most aha moments don't show up at a party. They sneak in during a shower, a late-night walk, or a quiet window stare. Speaking of quiet, the best relationships some homebodies have are the loudest proof they're not anti-people. Fewer connections, deeper bonds. Home lovers curate their social circle like a playlist. No filler tracks. They're allergic to small talk, but fluent in meaningful silence. You know that friend you can sit with for 2 hours without forcing words? That's not distance. That's mastery of presence. Quality over quantity isn't a quote. It's a nervous system policy. And the engine keeping that policy running? Rituals. Not rules. Rituals. Rituals equals emotional regulation in disguise. Same mug, same morning light, same tiny dance while the kettle hums. Predictability isn't boring. It's a stabilizer. The brain loves patterns. They lower uncertainty and quiet background anxiety. A candle, a playlist, a tidy desk. These aren't decor flexes. They're anchors for attention. But let's kill the biggest myth right now. Staying home is not doing nothing. Emotional decompression is real recovery. Ever hit the door and instantly need to lie down? That's not lazy. That's your body refunding all the micro-performances you paid for all day. When you stop bracing, the backlog of feelings shows up and finally processes. Rest isn't the opposite of productivity. It's the prerequisite. And once you're charged, the ordinary starts looking extraordinary. A rich inner world finds the poetry in ordinary things. Sunlight on a wall becomes a whole cinema. The hum of a fridge is white noise wisdom. When your attention isn't hijacked by the outside feed, your inside feed gets interesting. Homebodies don't need constant novelty. They squeeze meaning from micro details. That's not naivety. It's a high-resolution life. Which brings us to the bigger frame. Not wrong wiring. Different wiring. Different nervous system strategies. Same human value. Some people thrive on motion, collisions, chaos. Others on rhythm, pattern, depth. One isn't superior, they're complementary. Explorers map new terrain. Observers make sense of it. Society over-rewards the first and misunderstands the second, but healthy cultures need both. And when the observers do step outside, watch the contagion effect. Calm is a transferable skill. People who recharge at home don't bring chaos when they leave it. They carry atmosphere. They de-escalate rooms, steer conversations to substance, and make everyone feel 10% safer without announcing it. When peace lives inside you, you don't demand it from the world. You project it onto the world. So, if your happy place has 4 walls and a good lamp, you're not missing out. You're dialing in. Let's stitch this together. Home is not a retreat from reality. It's a laboratory for reality. The quiet restores the system. Sensitivity becomes precision. Masks come off. Identity gets honest. Solitude grows original thought and mature emotion. Fewer friends, deeper threads. Rituals regulate the storm. Rest repairs what hustle breaks. Attention re-enchants the ordinary. Different wiring, equal worth. And calm, it travels. Common pushback. But isn't that isolating? Isolation is running from connection. Solitude is training for it. One bleeds your spirit dry. The other fills your batteries. The difference is intention. If home is a bunker, that's fear. If home is a studio, that's power. Another myth. If you're not seen, you're not succeeding. Cool story from the attention economy. Real story. Unseen growth compounds. Most of the world's best ideas were born in rooms nobody filmed. The scoreboard you need to check isn't likes. It's alignment. Are your choices matching your values? Is your attention doing what your heart says matters? Here's a quick diagnostic. Call it the living room litmus. After a social day, does your body exhale the moment the door clicks? That's a reset response. Do small rituals make you weirdly okay? That's a regulation loop. Do you feel more you when no one's watching? That's identity congruence. If you nodded 3 times, congratulations. You're not antisocial. You're pro-coherence. Practical upgrades if you're wired like this. Design a decompression ritual that's under 5 minutes. Lights down. 10 deep breaths. 1 sentence in a journal. What did today cost, teach, feed? Build a creativity corner with 0 friction. Pen in the tray, notebook open, or a notes app on the home screen. Lower the activation energy. Raise the output. Schedule your signal and silence windows. Give yourself permission to ignore the group chat during silence. You're not ignoring people. You're respecting bandwidth. Curate a micro-tribe where silence isn't awkward. If the vibe needs constant noise, it's not a relationship. It's a distraction subscription. And if you love the bustle, beautiful. Just know the quiet folks aren't opting out. They're opting into a different strategy for sanity and meaning. The explorers chart the map. The observers write the legend. We need both to not get lost. Call to action. Straight from the Quiet Lab. If this episode gave you language for things you've always felt, hit subscribe and join the community that values depth over noise. Drop a comment with your favorite home ritual. I read them all, and the best ones inspire future videos. Share this with the friend who thinks they're boring for loving their room. They're not boring. They're brilliant at bandwidth management.